Imagine if you are a traveler, how would you plan your budgets for traveling?
I used to travel 200 days in a year.
Entrepreneurs अपनी बैलेंस शीट देखते हैं तो everybody realizes अरे मैंने ये क्या कर दिया है। ऐसा मोमेंट आपके साथ भी आया होगा।
ऐसा मोमेंट तो अभी तक चल रहा है. See, business is such that you keep investing, you keep investing.
Today we have Paras Savla on the show, who is founder of Viria Wildlife Tours. You organize big group tours
Yes.
for large groups or for corporates. इसके challenges के बारे में थोड़ा हमारे listeners को बताइए।
Oh, it's a big challenge now.
So Paras, let's dive into your journey. वीरिया वाइल्डलाइफ टूर्स का शुरुआत कैसे हुआ?
Viria Wildlife Tours is basically into organizing wildlife tours pan India. We've started with Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda, and also in Nepal now. And this is a 6-year-old company. We started during the time of COVID. So, seeing the challenges what the local guides were facing, the tourism sector was hit the worst. So that is where I was like, this is an opportunity being, into wildlife photography as a hobby. And of course, knowing about wildlife, it is close to heart with passion, or like this is a good time and opportunity to start with this business, I would say. And yeah, that is how we started.
एंड पारस इनिशियल डेज में आपको क्या challenges आए? What were the challenges you were facing when you were setting this up?
So initial day में आपको जैसे पता होगा, I am not from any hospitality background, have not
Yeah.
done any of the course, so you don't know how to meet, how to greet, how to manage hospitality, how to organize things in the tour business. So that was a big challenge, and of course with time and experience, what one faces when one travels, that it's like, हाँ चलो यार, अगर हम ट्रैवल कर रहे हैं तो ये होता तो अच्छा होता, ऐसा होता तो अच्छा होता, ऐसे रूम्स होते तो अच्छा होता, ऐसे होटल होते, ऐसा सर्विस होता तो अच्छा होता. So over a period of time I came to know, I did many mistakes, but that is how you learn, and did overcome with those mistakes. And yeah, that was the initial challenges, how to organize, how to give those services. So that was a learning part for me.
एंड फैमिली का इसमें क्या रोल रहा पारस? बिकॉज इनिशियल डेज में व्हेन यू आर ऑर्गेनाइजिंग वाइल्ड लाइफ टूर्स एंड स्टफ, राइट, यू हैव टू ट्रैवल अ लॉट, राइट, एंड यू आर नॉट अराउंड व्हेन दे नीड यू. सो उनका क्या रिएक्शन था इसके ऊपर व्हेन
Yeah,
यू?
family ka to I would say it's 100% support from them. Without my family support, what they have given, what they have showed me, without which I would have not done what I've done till now in these 5-6 years. So it's a huge support. Uh, So I have my son who is 12 years old
ओके.
now. So it is in last 6 years, when he was 6 years old, and I started with this. So, and I used to travel. I still travel 200 days in a year. Around
200
200
days.
to, yes. So different part. So right now also, as we are recording this show, I am in Chitwan in Nepal. So
Oh,
my
great.
family is my family is back at home. So that is how, I keep traveling a lot and need that support from the family to understand that. And that is a great support. Yeah, it's a challenge. I miss them. They miss me. But yeah, you know how it is difficult, but yeah, that's a great support.
एंड पारस, जब इनिशियल डेज होते हैं, हम जब बिजनेस सेटअप करते हैं, राइट, सो फर्स्ट ईयर के एंड में जब एंटरप्रेन्योर्स अपनी बैलेंस शीट देखते हैं तो एवरीबॉडी रियलाइजेस अरे मैंने ये क्या कर दिया है, राइट? ऐसा मोमेंट आपके साथ भी आया होगा, उसके बारे में शेयर करिए.
ऐसा मोमेंट तो अभी तक चल रहा है. I would say, because this is nothing like, so you know how difficult the sector is, right? जहाँ पे ऑलरेडी इतना कंपटीशन पहले से है इन tourism, in tours and travels. You will find a travel agent in each of the bylanes in any of the cities or any of the small towns, two-tier, three-tier towns. That is how this business is. And now you won't believe, in last 6 months, what the exhibitions I'm doing. I get to meet a lot of housewives who are doing this travel agency businesses working from home.
Oh,
So
okay.
there's a travel agent, I would say, at every हर 10 बिल्डिंग में आपको एक travel agent मिल जाएगा. That is the
Okay.
count. So the challenge is huge, and because of which the balance sheet is where I'm still struggling. But I would say I'm okay with that because see, I have been into the other business till a number of years, right? 20 years. So this is passion driven, and this is my uh, other business, right? So I've invested a lot of money, but now, I'm leading in this sector, I would say, in terms of organizing tours. And see, business is such that you keep investing, you keep investing. It's like planting a planting a tree which is at the height of 3 feet only, and then you keep watering, keep putting
Nurturing
all
it.
those
Yeah.
composites and all, and one day, of course, it will grow to that height. So that is how, and then it will give those fruits. So yeah, I'm doing that. I'm watering right now, putting, nurturing those trees right now. Then let's see. Hopefully one day, yeah, I'm on that stage of seeing my balance sheet at a uh, uh, very good side.
And Paras, a few moments back, you told about your industry and challenges. So let's talk about the hospitality industry and challenges that have been faced. Can you share some of the challenges for our listeners? किस तरह का होता है challenges में?
चैलेंजेस तो बहुत सारे हम फेस करते हैं बिकॉज दिस इज वन वेयर पीपल आर traveling for only those 3 nights, 4 nights, or maybe one week. They are putting they are they are spending their hard-earned money, what they earn in those 4 months, 6 months, and when they spend, they look at having the best of the experience, right? So, and it is fair enough for them also to feel as if for that 3, 4 days, wherever they travel, they are the owner of that property, right? Because that is very, very fair enough because they are spending their hard-earned money, and it should give that worth, whatever category they travel. So yeah, that is a very important part, and that becomes a challenge for us to serve to that level to satisfy all those travelers.
एंड इसके अलावा जो आपका डे टू डे ऑपरेशंस होता है लाइक देयर इज वन थिंग इन ट्रैवल इंडस्ट्री इज guest is going to call you, then that call goes on. You have to explain a lot of things, and then there is a lot of back and forth going on until they actually happen to check in, right? So बहुत सारा
Right.
डिस्कशन होता है, right?
Yes.
ये आप कैसे मैनेज करते हो?
So as we are talking, this is the only time where my phone is on silent, and I'm getting a number of calls and messages at the same time. So, so this is the challenge, and this is one thing where you cannot afford to let your phone battery go to 10%. You have to keep charging your phone. You have to make sure the phone is charged, to make sure the phone is not on silent, and you are attending and you are answering all the calls and messages, replying to all the messages, because this is a service providing sector. So to make sure that uh, they when they reach at the station or at the airport, to make sure the car is there, the driver is there on time, to make sure uh, they reach at the hotel on time, they get their room on time, all the meals are at satisfactory level, then the whole itinerary, what is planned, since I am into organizing wildlife tours, you must be knowing how it is.
Yeah.
Your safari timings are very prompt. So you need to manage that very well. Your gypsies, your pickup drop, everything, everything. So my team is there, who is my back end team. Uh, is my backbone, I would say, without which I cannot do this. And yeah, so I'm also always available for all my travelers who have booked through us. So if anything is there, they call me, and there is no time. It is 12 a.m. in the night, it is 5 a.m. in the morning, and you have to pick call, you have to attend calls, and you have to reply. That is this industry.
And one of the major challenges in this industry is for us about cancellations, right? Last
Mm.
moment people cancel, some family urgency has come in, right? And कुछ हो गया, कुछ प्रॉब्लम हो गया, तो लोग कैंसल करते हैं। और
Yes.
कैंसलेशन का सबसे पहला इम्पैक्ट आता है ट्रैवल एजेंट के ऊपर, बिकॉज़ sometimes the client doesn't pay upfront and you'll have to book the tour, maybe by paying the hotels by yourself. तो ये चैलेंज आप कैसे ओवरकम करते हो?
So initially, when I started, I knew that this is going to be one of the challenge, which we have to put the policies in a correct way, in the right way, and have a good understanding with uh, both the parties. Both the parties meaning the hotel as well as the client. So with hotel, you need to have good relations, maintain good relations, right? So that when some this situation when the situation comes, we get a helping hand from the hotel, whatever it may be, depending on the management of the respective hotel, and also the other party, which is the guest, whom we make them understand, beforehand itself, that during COVID, this was the worst hit sector, and where the whole entire revenue, which is their profit, it was zero, right? So when everything got cancelled during that period, each and every hotel in this industry did refund, to all the travelers
Yeah.
all over the world, right? And I would say that's a very, very big hard gesture, from the hotel industry. तो तो हम वो गेस्ट को वो पहले से हम समझा देते हैं कि ठीक है, इफ देयर इज a situation on your side जहां से कैंसिलेशन हो रहा है, तो कोई कोई चीज है जैसे सफारी बुकिंग है, तो उसमें कैंसिलेशन पॉलिसी फॉरेस्ट डिपार्टमेंट का है. So that is what we share with the guest directly at the time of booking the safari itself. That, see, this is the cancellation policy. If you cancel, this is the amount what you are going to get as a refund. Right. With hotel, we will try our best to not refund. If the hotel is giving refund, then we will give you refund. If the we will try with the hotel to postpone or give that credit note for a particular period of time. And yeah, I think till now it has been good. We've been handling it very well, but at the same time, we make our policies very strong and very straight with all the travelers beforehand at the time of booking, that this is going to be the cancellation policy, and refund, if you are expecting, it will be situational, and it will depend on hotel to hotel how they help us.
So, for our fellow travelers, as I understand, basically check if you're doing a wildlife safari or maybe any other outdoor activity after you reach the hotel, whether there's a cancellation policy into that or not, whether it is going to refund or not, and how much percentage it will refund. Okay, that is one thing to check. The other thing to check is, say, if I book 3 months in advance or 2 months in advance, and say if I cancel after so many days, so what is the cancellation policy of the होटल, राइट?
Hmm.
जस्ट टू बी श्योर कि अगर लास्ट मिनट में कुछ आ जाता है तो यू आर अवेयर एंड यू डोंट गेट एनी सरप्राइजेस, राइट? इट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू नो, राइट? एक और
Correct.
चीज जो पारस जनरली फेलो ट्रैवलर्स को स्ट्रगल करते हैं वो लोग। ये जो है ना ये इंडस्ट्री में लाइक आई एम चेकिंग इन इनटू अ होटल, तो इसमें ना 3 तरह के प्लान्स होते हैं। एक होता है एपी, एक होता है एमएपी, एक होता है सीपी, राइट? तो ये बड़ा कंफ्यूजिंग टाइप का नॉमेनक्लेचर है जो समझ में नहीं आता है। इस ये थोड़ा-सा आप हमारे लिसनर्स के लिए सिंप्लीफाई करें कि ये कैसा रहता है ये?
Yeah, so different plans जैसे hotels का होता है,
हुँ,
CP which means the continental plan, so which means only the breakfast is included.
ओके,
अभी उसमें भी एक दूसरा कैच कैसा है कि CP which means only breakfast is included, not the taxes. Now taxes are exclusive. So and the other language is CPAI. So when it says CPAI, which means your breakfast and taxes are included.
ओके।
So same way with MP and MPAI. So MP, which means your breakfast and one of the meal, which is either lunch or dinner, is included, right? And MPAI, which means your breakfast, lunch or dinner, any one meal, and taxes are included. So same way with APAI. APAI, which means all meals and plus taxes,
सो एक तो सिर्फ एपी रहेगा जिसमें कि इट इज द ग्रॉस
all
प्राइस
meals.
ऑफ दिस, एंड देन इंक्लूडिंग देन टैक्सेस आर इंक्लूडेड ऑन टॉप ऑफ इट। सो व्हेन वी आर बुकिंग वी शुड बी श्योर, लाइक हमने पूछ लेना चाहिए कि ये इसमें टैक्सेस कितना लगने वाला है, राइट? अनदर
Absolutely.
अनदर इम्पोर्टेंट थिंग दैट आई गॉट टू नो इज कि ऐसा भी प्लान होता है जिसमें कि आप कोई एक मील ले सकते हो, या तो लंच ले सकते हो या डिनर ले सकते हो अलोंग विद ब्रेकफास्ट। सो इफ यू आर ट्रैवलिंग, इफ यू आर डूइंग अ साइट सीइंग होल डे, देन प्रोबेबली यू माइट एंड अप हैविंग अ प्लान व्हिच हैज डिनर इंक्लूडेड, कि शाम को थक जाएंगे तो डिनर हम कर सकते हैं होटल में, एंड लंच वी फिगर आउट बाय आवरसेल्व्स, राइट? एंड अगर कोई ऐसी जगह पे हम जा रहे हैं जहाँ पे बाहर खाने-पीने के ज़्यादा ऑप्शंस नहीं है, देन देयर इज़ नो ऑप्शन टू चूज़ ऑल मील प्लान, राइट?
Correct. So it is so how we define it, how we plan for our traveler guests. Uh, if we are planning their trip to any of the cities, say Mumbai or Udaipur or some place, so what we normally do is we suggest only CPI plan, right? Which is only breakfast because you are there in city, you are going to be there out the entire day traveling, doing the sightseeing, so you have your meals outside, right?
Yeah,
If they are planning to some two-tier cities or three-tier cities where they have only their half-day sightseeing plan, and they are going to come back in the hotel by evening hour, which is 6, 7 p.m., then they can choose. Then we suggest you can take breakfast and any one meal where you can enjoy your dinner. And if they are planning, say, for a trip like safari tourism, right, in a safari place, so where there are no restaurants, right,
yeah.
and and there is only one option, which is API plan, because there are no other restaurants, and your schedule is very tight. It is like you are waking up in the morning, going for safari, coming back, having breakfast, freshen up, having lunch, going for safari. So you are not going to have that time to have your meal at any other place. No other hotel is going to entertain you, to welcome you for having only meals. So there are no restaurants, no other hotel entertains you for meals. So API is the best option. So it all depends upon what is the nature of that travel plan for that trip particular.
एंड इन जनरल पारस, क्या होता है कि व्हेन वी आर ट्रैवलिंग, राइट? सो अ, ज जो बजटिंग होता है ट्रैवल का, राइट? वी आर ओनली थिंकिंग टुवर्ड्स द पार्ट ऑफ व्हाट वी आर गोइंग टू स्पेंड इन द होटल, राइट? उसके अलावा भी बहुत सारी चीजें होती हैं। सो इमेजिन इफ यू आर अ ट्रैवलर, राइट? हाउ वुड यू प्लान योर बजट्स फॉर ट्रैवलिंग? एक एक एग्जांपल लेके समझाइए इसको।
तो बजटिंग का जैसे होता है, दिस इज माय पर्सनल वे ऑफ हाउ आई प्लान
हम्म,
एंड दिस इज व्हाट आई सजेस्ट आल्सो टू द ट्रैवलर्स, टू माय गेस्ट दैट if we are say for example you're planning for 2 nights in a city, right, where you want to do sightseeing, and then do a 2 nights or 3 nights at some place which is at leisure. So when you're there in the city, there is no this thing where you need to go for a five-star hotel stay. You are going to be there outside, traveling, doing excursions in the city. So might as well you don't take a high budget, hotel uh, for those 2 days. You can take a lower budget one or a mid budget one, right? And then, of course, it has to be of that level. That depends upon the traveler, what amount they want to spend. And then when you're going for a leisure tour, right, where you are going to spend more time in the hotel, then it is better to go for a better
High budget one.
quality
Yeah.
or high budget one. Say 4-star, 5-star. Again, that depends upon the individual traveler. That is how we suggest and we plan, and that is how I also plan my personal trips. You know,
और बहुत से टाइम में पारस ऐसा होता है कि पीपल आर ट्रैवलिंग विद किड्स, राइट? सो
yeah,
the budget goes up when the kids age is like
yeah,
goes up,
yeah.
तो वो कैलकुलेशन में ना गड़बड़ होती है, राइट? सो वहां पे कैसा कैलकुलेशन होता है, थोड़ा सा वो आप बताएं.
So, उसमें उसमें है ना, it is very difficult. That is the most difficult part to plan for us as well as for the parents,
या
for the travelers, because it is going to come at a cost where they also know, and where we also know that how do we manage, or how do we set up things to satisfy that level what the client is asking for at that budget. So it's a huge challenge. So what we normally ask them, before even planning, that what how many number of nights you're looking for, and in how many months do you travel. If they say, if for example, if they give us a budget that in this budget I want to do for 3 nights, 4 nights plan, so then we ask that how many months do you travel, because you are with two kids, so it is going to come at a cost. And if you are expecting to have a very good stay option, good experience, then so in that you come to know that okay, yeah, they travel every 8 months and not 6 months or not 4 months. So when they are planning to travel once in that 8 months, right? So it becomes very important, and that, then traveler is going to is going to expect that amount of uh, spending, which is going to be little high.
या या
So then we can suggest, around 3.5 to 4-star hotel. And then we have to look for options where the room size is bigger and where the hotel can accommodate four in a room. So, two adults, and this is very normal what we get. This is 10% of the travelers, where families of two adults and two kids, which is of 10 years and 14 years.
हाँ.
तो
ओके.
वो एक बहुत बड़ा चैलेंज है, बहुत बड़ा चैलेंज है. एंड फिर वो बजट पेश करते हैं, तो देन वी हैव टू सजेस्ट दैट डोंट प्लान फॉर 5 nights, योर बजट इज गोइंग टू बी हाई. It is better to plan for 3 nights, in that amount, and so that you are going to satisfy your family and yourself, expecting at that level.
एंड पारस ऐसा भी होता है कि व्हाइल ट्रैवलिंग, राइट, से आई एलोकेटेड सम एक्स बजट, ठीक है? अब उसमें एक तो ट्रैवल का एक्सपेंस जो है वो अब हायर साइड पे, लाइक फ्लाइट टिकट्स हैव बीन गॉन अप, राइट? एंड देन देयर इज अ लोकल टैक्सी अरेंजमेंट आल्सो नीड्स टू बी डन, राइट? उसका एक्सपेंस भी कभी-कभी बहुत हाई हो जाता है, बिकॉज़ taxi service is actually a service. One car is going to be with you and your family for the whole time, while you are doing the sightseeing and all, because you don't know in the other city other people, right? So you're not going to be spending your time in arranging the transport, right?
Correct.
तो ये सिचुएशन में आप क्या टिप्स देना चाहते हैं हमारे लिसनर्स को? ये कैसे इफेक्टिवली प्लान करना चाहिए?
So then it is better. That is what I keep, telling my travelers, because, of course, since I'm into organizing wildlife tours, that is my major business, major part of the traveling sector expertise. So 90%, 80% are my travelers who are looking to travel into wildlife places. So we suggest that it is better to book at least 4 months, 5 months in advance so that you get what you want. In wildlife places, there are very limited safaris available at each gate, right? And also the hotel options are also very limited, depending on the each budget, you know. So also with taxi, I think taxi is not a big problem because now every traveler they know that this expense is going to be an expense if I book from now or later. But they are now very well set with all the calculations,
Yeah,
beforehand.
and it is always
And
better to have a taxi with you rather than figuring out the local transport or something because you don't have experience. अभी वहाँ पे क्या figure out करेंगे after you get down on the airport or the railway station of a city that you are not known with, right?
right. So I would never suggest that because
Yeah,
see, if you are traveling solo, it's a different thing. If you're traveling with your friends, say only boys or only girls, it's a different thing. Uh, but if you are traveling in family, right? If senior citizens are there, if kids are there, I would not suggest that because you are going on a holiday. राइट आप 2 वीकेंड या 3 वीकेंड आप अपने सिटी में मत मनाओ वहां पे आप स्पेंड मत करो बट
yeah,
यू लुक एट डूइंग अ क्वालिटी ट्रैवल बिकॉज that is those are those 3 4 days where you are going to spend your hard-earned money to satisfy your family holiday and that expectation being with your family your kids spending that time so it is, and you don't want to spend that time waiting for the bus to come, go in that crowded bus,
yeah.
and having those challenges of getting a seat in the bus. And I would not suggest that to any of the travelers. I would say when you're traveling, yes, you travel with all that rights and benefits what your family should get.
And coming back to Viria Wildlife Tours, Paras, you organize big group tours, right?
Yes,
For large groups or for corporates, right? So
yes.
इसके challenges के बारे में थोड़ा हमारे listeners को बताइए.
Oh, it's a big challenge now. So forget about when planning for big group, corporate group, or maybe FITs, which is the family also, right? It is a challenge because this online market which is there, right? And we have taken that as a challenge. I have personally taken that as a challenge to, uh, you know, overcome with that pricing war, which happens when the online market is there, right? So um, yeah, so of course, so what we have done is we have now invested our money, hard money with number of group of hotels.
Okay.
So right now, what we have is around 34 hotels, resorts with whom we have tie-up right, and where we have invested in pre-purchase and where we are supplying now in B2B market, right? So we are becoming a big supplier now in this particular sector to overcome those challenges what the travel agent faces, while organizing a group tour or even FITs. So
Yeah,
we are
because
trying to create that.
वहाँ का जो प्रोक्योरमेंट होता है वो दे आर गोइंग टू कंपेयर यू विथ 10 डिफरेंट ऑप्शंस दैट आर अवेलेबल ऑनलाइन और अदर ट्रैवल एजेंट्स राइट तो ये कंपटीशन को
Absolutely.
आप कैसे ओवरकम करते हो
इसके लिए हमने इन्वेस्टमेंट का किया बिकॉज एवरी बिजनेस इज रन विथ इन्वेस्टमेंट not only with taking the prices from B2B and selling it at
या
B2C.
या
So that is what we have, done is we have invested a huge amount, right, in different resort groups, which are well-known resort groups, naming, Pagdandi, you must have heard, and
या
all in wildlife sector, all in wildlife for now. Pagdandi Group, which has 5 resorts, then Jungle Camp Group, Tathastu Group, Welcome Heritage, which is ITC brand. So 5 of their resorts, Royal Orchid Regenta, where 3 of their resorts, and last we've done tie-up with Asiatic Lion Lodge. which has two resorts, one in Sasangir and one in Virawada. So to get the cost competitive and to supply at the best costing where no one will get from any other market other than me.
Okay. So, इसमें Paras, what I understand is you applied a strategy that instead of tying up with hotels and getting a B2B rate and then selling it to B2C, which is a very crowded and competitive market, you went into investing into the hotels and becoming a partner there so that you can give much more competitive rates and then you can handle that thing कि अरे मैंने तो ऑनलाइन देखा तो इस होटल का रूम इतने में मिल रहा था और आप तो मुझे इतना बता रहे हो राइट सो यू use this strategy to basically overcome this kind of challenge right
Yes, that's correct. And so, normally abhi jo travel agents, just say, initially when I started, so I used to do the same old practice, which is like taking the rate from B2B and selling it at B2C. But with that price war, the conversion rate, what you say, that inquiry getting converted into the confirmation, right, was only, 30% because of the price war. So now with this strategy, investing amount with number of group of hotels, giving them confidence, giving them good business, the services and everything, our now conversion rate is 90%. So whoever
wow
is willing to
amazing
travel,
yeah
when they inquire with us, when we give the pricing is that competitive that they know that this pricing, they will check at each source and then they will check with us, for two more times. That are you sure you are not missing on anything? You are giving this stuff
wow
at this price, and we are like, yes, we are very much sure. This is the price what we are giving at. So, and that number is now, multiplying with that services and the rates what we uh, help with is the best rate in the market. So
that
we have
that's
become
a
on,
that's a really smart strategy to overcome the competition right
yeah, yeah,
And Paras, tell us about your team. Like team plays a very important role, right, for every
yeah.
entrepreneur to go up. So आपका team के साथ में कैसा bonding है? How your team helps you?
Oh, my team, bonding with my team, I'm traveling 200 days in a year. So my bonding with my team is always over phone call.
Yeah.
And so we have two offices in Mumbai. So one
Okay.
office is my me space where it is just me alone who sits, right? And the other office is where my backend team is there. So the other office is what we've just created. We've just built that in last 1.5 year, 1 year. And it is only, I think, 4 or 5 times that I have visited that office. So,
Okay.
so they have their space, right? They can wear whatever they want. They can come, at whatever time they want. They can leave. They can skip coming to office, anything. But my condition is very, very clear. I want my work. You do sitting at office. I'm giving you that space. You do it sitting in their office. You do it from Starbucks. You do it from your home. Uh, do it with sitting
Doesn't
with
matter.
someone else. Doesn't matter. My work is important. If my work is done, I'm getting my work done. I'm okay. I'm happy. So that is
Great.
that is the space what I think everyone should give and should be given.
Great, great. That's a very good kind of workable model that if somebody is not able to come to office due to some reason, they can still work from home. They can still service the client because most of the part is service so and I am sure most of it is done over phone only most of it so it's convenient for the team also that sometimes they cannot manage and in a city like Mumbai you can get stuck in traffic jams or anything right very easily so
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
pretty kind of a hybrid model that you have created for the workspace.
Yes, absolutely. That is very important to create that kind of. And then, of course, when this festive, we meet out for dinner is what we've done 2 or 3 times or more. But yeah, So, meeting out, taking out for dinner, for to the team. We've organized two of the tours for our team where, so I have my resort, which is my own resort, which is Brooke Stay at Tadoba.
Nice.
So, which we've opened this year itself, and it's fully operational. So where I had organized the entire trip for them, for my team, to go to the resort, to see the forest, to see the jungle, and then, so, going to places, that is how I do. So going to place, when you see that place, when you go around, that is where you can sell it. That is where
Exactly.
you
You
can
can
give
then
that
tell about
suggest.
that as with full conviction that, yeah, this is that,
Yes,
this
to the
is that.
guest that, yeah,
Yeah.
don't worry, this gate is only 10 minutes from here. We know that
Yeah.
very well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that confidence comes, that level is different. If someone asks, I want to do this, and, it's like, okay, you want to do this, we will give you the rate, finish it off. No, we don't do that. We do it with our knowledge, where we know that, we've been there and we know how far it is, how close it is, and which is the proper gate you should go.
एंड पारस एक सवाल जो मैं अपने हर गेस्ट से पूछता हूँ, से टुडे यू हैव अचीव दिस मच इन योर बिजनेस, राइट? इमेजिन 6-7 years back का पारस, what advice you would give to him?
Oh my God. Okay. Nothing. See, I would say, if anyone who is looking to, so okay, I just say this, that, I'm into stock market. I'm into stock market since 22 years. So I have been learning a lot about businesses, big businesses, and learning about how they run, what challenges, and how they face those challenges. How they come out of those challenges, of the problem, of the situation. So that has been a learning process for me. So yeah, so one should, read books, read magazines about companies. That is very important. Second thing is, me, when I started with this, I knew, two important things what you should not have while in a business is no fear and no greed. So डर के बिजनेस नहीं करना है,
Hmm.
एंड बिजनेस अच्छा होने के बाद उसमें ग्रीड नहीं लेके आना है, लालच नहीं लेके आना है. So if you'll
That is
stay
very
away from these two things, right, stay in that middle, and I think, success will be there for sure. So don't run behind money. Do what you like, do it with passion, with your whole heart, and then, of course, success will follow, the money will follow. That is how my experience has been till now.
एंड पारस आपकी एक जर्नी रही है, लाइक फ्रॉम इनिशियल chaos टू स्लोली गेटिंग टू क्लैरिटी, राइट? सो टुडे
Yeah.
हाउ डू यू डिफाइन क्लैरिटी?
Uh, Clarity. Okay. I'm still learning. I would not say that, yeah, I'm clear with everything.
No
No
one
one
is,
can be
right?
that.
Honestly,
Yeah,
no one is.
that is the honest thing I can say. That अगर कोई बोल रहा है कि, yeah, I know everything. Come on. You can never know everything. No
Yeah,
one has known everything. Even in the journey of Lord Rama, Lord Krishna, they have also been learning. That is what we've
yeah.
seen. At stages they have been kept learning about, okay, ऐसा भी होता है, अब क्या करना है, ऐसा है तो अब क्या करना है. So it is all about learning, till your last time. So whatever it is, never say or never even think that, yeah, come on, I know this. So that is not the attitude, or that should never come. It is all about, so back in my resort also, whenever I go, I keep asking, each of my team members over there. So I never call them staff. That is very important, right? It is all whoever who are there working for me or working with me is my team, right? So I go there, I ask each of my team members that, what do you feel, yeah, ये करना चाहिए, ये हो रहा है तो आपको क्या लगता है, इसमें क्या करना चाहिए. So I keep asking, keep taking ideas. You may never know who will come up with what idea, and that is how I am, and that is how the attitude is, for me,
So
to keep asking.
to summarize, like clarity means always keep on learning, because when you keep on learning,
Absolutely.
you keep on discovering new things and new ways to solve your problems.
Yes.
That's a very powerful and amazing insight from you, Paras. Thank you so much. It has been
Yes.
a very wonderful conversation with you, Paras, and I'm sure our listeners will enjoy this, especially the tips that you have given around travel and selecting hotels and what you should do, not do while planning your travel is definitely going to help our listeners a lot.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much. So if you remember, we when we started our journey, we started with SSP, which is Sudhir
Yeah,
Shivaram photography workshop, right, in Bandhavgarh,
yeah,
and that is where we met for the first time. It was a great workshop with Sudhir sir. So yeah, I've recently connected with him. Have asked him to come at my resort. Let's see if he comes or not. And
amazing.
yeah, so we had stayed in Bandhav Vilas, right? And we had a good time over there. And I have done a tie-up with Bandhav Vilas also now.
Nostalgic
So
memories.
yeah.
We
So
can
that
talk
is how it
about
is.
that
So
whole
it
day.
was great. Yeah, it was great talking with you, having a great conversation with you too, Piyush. It is always great to catch up a like-minded friend and be in that same field, learning photography, doing photography, and traveling wildlife.
Thank you, Paras. So this was Paras' story about Viria Wildlife Tours and how he set up and how he went through those ups and downs and how he is basically working in this competitive market. I will drop some links about Paras's tours and travel company in the description below. Do check out, and if you're planning your next trip, see if you can do it with Paras. I'll see you in the next episode.